Alright, good afternoon everybody. It's friendly neighborhood old soldier coming at you from Parkton, North Carolina in Robeson County. I'm hot, I'm sweaty, I've been outside working on my new driveway gate. And the humidity is just miserable. Sorry about adjusting the camera, I gotta get comfortable. But point 4 of the Communist Manifesto they're using here to take over the United States. Permit free trade between all nations, regardless of communist affiliation and regardless of whether or not items could be used for war. Now, the left's going to argue that our sanctions on Cuba are too drastic. That's why the people in Cuba are protesting. Bullcrap. People in Cuba are protesting because they're tired of oppression. They're tired of not being able to feed their families what pitiful amount of food the government gives them. You know, working pathetic jobs that don't pay anything but barely enough to live off of. All right? And if your family's not of a certain social class, you're going to work on the streets as a street sweeper to the day you die, along with your kids, your kids' kids, your kids' kids' kids. Okay? Flip the script to the Far East, China. China went into a capitalist economy, even though they're still a communist nation. And we see that as a communist nation, they are still suppressing free speech, freedom of expression, freedom of worship. Right now, they're killing off Muslims left and right, and the world is not batting an eye. Christian missionaries will tell you that Christians in China are murdered every day. Old soldier getting on a tangent. Yeah, I know. But my point being is that China's using a capitalist economy, but still ruling as a communist nation. Okay? They are guilty of unfair trade practices. Everybody knows it. Okay? They can make a plethora of goods at next to nothing because they barely pay the labor force anything. Okay? They have no version of OSHA, so there's no safety standard. Worker gets hurt, there's 60, 70,000 more in line ready for that job. Okay? What is imported into China, once it gets there, we have no control over what it's used for. Okay? China's building islands in the Pacific. Where do you think they're getting the material from? Yeah, China's got a lot of raw and natural resources. Okay? They don't have everything. Before the Soviet Union collapsed, what trade went on in the Soviet Union and other nations? The Soviet Union didn't give a darn. They would take it and use it whatever they wanted for. Same thing with East Germany, Czechoslovakia, Yugoslavia. Okay? North Korea spends 90% of its GDP on defense. China has to feed North Korea. Everything that China gives North Korea uses the majority for self-defense. Okay? And the world economy has allowed China to manipulate the market with unfair trade practices. No wage control. No labor control. China's been allowed to manipulate their own currency throughout the years. Okay? Of course, when George H.W. Bush and Bill Clinton got together and decided to come up with the North American Free Trade Agreement, and Bill Clinton signed it into law, as old Ross Perot said, "You hear that sucking sound? Yep. That was the industry leaving America because they knew they could get it made cheaper in China and Mexico." Now you're saying, what impact does it have here? Take a look around. Take a look around. When people have a finite amount of money to spend each month on certain things, they're going to go 9 out of 10 times for what they can afford versus what's American made. I hate to tell you the truth, but that's the nature of the beast. Majority of Americans are going to buy what they can afford versus American made. Because American made still comes with a quality price tag. And I'm not knocking how well something made in America is, but take for instance a pair of blue jeans that are made and there's a few companies still making their blue jeans and their clothes here in the United States. If you look at the prices, they're almost 3 times as high as anything made in China, Taiwan, Pakistan, India, Mexico. Okay? Why? Because we pay our labor for those types of trades much more than what they do in those other countries. And the materials that we export to China, I guarantee a bunch of it finds its way into North Korea for military purposes. And that brings us to where we're at now, where China is a world player on the economic stage. And we all know this. They have been for several years now. So that's point 4 on the Communist Manifesto. Okay? Sorry getting this one out late. I had things I had to do today. We had to go on Fort Bragg and tinker around some stuff with my daughter and my little dude and my wife. And got back home. Had to rest for a minute knowing I was going to be out in that hot sun this evening. But got the gate up. Gate's done. So now we got a gate on our driveway. Being prepared, folks, in case the zombie apocalypse happens. But anyways, for you, Brother Kyle, until tomorrow, my friends, on point 5, God bless, take care, stay safe, stay armed, stay vigilant. Keep your eyes open and your neck to the ground, your head on a swivel. And we shall talk to y'all tomorrow. Soldier out.